are happy, very happy to receive you in our group. You are warmly welcome in this group. We are happy, very happy to receive you in our group. You are warmly welcome in this group. Keep on coming. We are very happy to welcome you in this group.
These are the faces of Ugandans in Gulu, a region in northern Uganda, and this is their story. A story of the horrors of war, but also a story of hope, a story of triumph in the face of unimaginable tragedy. Called the Pearl of Africa, Uganda is an East African country bordered principally by the Democratic Republic of Congo, Kenya, Sudan, Rwanda, and Lake Victoria, the source of the Nile River. About twice the size of Pennsylvania, Uganda includes tropical forests, snow-capped mountains, and rolling savannas. Over 80% of Ugandans work in agriculture, cultivating crops such as cotton, corn, coffee, and a variety of vegetables they can sell in open-air markets. Despite the availability of fertile farmland, families in Gulu suffer from multiple effects of poverty, such as poor nutrition, poor health and bad sanitation, substandard roads, and lack of housing. Most farmers struggle to grow enough food for their families and rarely have the needed surplus to sell for other necessities such as clothing, healthcare, or education. In many regions, there is limited access to healthcare facilities and safe water. A lack of education complicates the efforts of hardworking men and women to provide adequately for their families. Uganda's children are in desperate need of improved educational opportunities to help them escape the cycle of poverty. Although education is subsidized by the government, additional expenses for uniforms, books, and educational materials prohibit many families from sending their children to school. Once a thriving nation, Uganda's economy has been devastated by tribal killings, famine, and the brutal policies of dictator Idi Amin and the resulting years of conflict. On top of this instability, the last 20 years have given rise to a new threat. A rebel army, calling itself the Lord's Resistance Army, has terrorized the northern districts of Uganda. Using tactics of fear and domination, the LRA staffed its army by raiding villages and abducting children, forcing them to fight or be killed.
Hello, my name is Samali Nakosa from Uganda. I work with World Vision in a place called Gulu in the northern region of Uganda. And this is a place which has had a war by the Lord's Resistance Army rebels. And the war has gone on for the last 20 years. This group of rebels is a cult that believes in ruling the country using the 10 commandments of God. But the way they've done it has been through killing, abducting children to turn them into soldiers, and destroying the community.
To keep the children of Uganda safe, thousands of rural residents, dubbed the night commuters, must walk up to 12 miles to towns each night before dark to find shelter and avoid abduction by the LRA. This tragedy has been taking place with little notice from the outside world. A recent poll has identified the conflict in northern Uganda as one of the worst forgotten humanitarian emergencies in the world. Nearly 30,000 children have been conscripted into the army or forced into sex slavery by the LRA. In addition to being beaten, raped, and compelled to march until exhausted, abducted children are routinely forced to participate in the killing of other children who attempt escape. These child soldiers are further coerced by their captors to commit the worst atrocities imaginable, often against the very communities from which they have been stolen. An estimated 12,000 people have been killed in the violence, with many more dying from disease and malnutrition as a direct result of the conflict. When children escape from LRA captivity or are rescued by the Ugandan army, they return devastated, destitute, and socially scarred from their experiences. They lack the necessary social and educational skills to successfully reintegrate themselves back into their families and communities. Many young women return from the war with children of their own and struggle to care for them.